Ow.
Bow, 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 bow. And we back, hoochies. What's up, y'all? It's your favorite girls back in the con DZ. It's your girl DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed, and this is episode 32.
32.
What
Okay.
podcast? Now I had to remember because we didn't do a visual last week.
No, we didn't, y'all. We only had audio last week. You know what I'm saying? We had things to do. You know, life happens. But like we said, we always going to deliver every week as we can. Okay. So be grateful. Be grateful we back seeing our beautiful faces. Okay. How was your week, though, sis? How was your week?
I had a lovely week. So transparently, the week that we were not on camera, it was literally, well, we had a week off actually.
Yeah, we
Was
did.
because I was so burnt out. I genuinely needed a break.
Mhm.
I feel like I've
Like,
been kind of just pouring myself so heavily into work that I'm neglecting my mental health and like my physical health, literally. So by the time last Friday hit, I was running on maybe for the entire week, 5 hours of sleep. I had a migraine for 3 of the days out the week. I was just like burnt out.
Mhm.
But so I took that Friday off, and then I ended up, I went to go to the spa. I got a massage, nails done, feet done. Like it was like needed.
Yeah.
And I like completely checked out of everything. Phone on do not disturb all weekend.
I know that's right.
Right. So girl,
Perfect
and I tell
feature.
you, it is crazy because it's like when you pamper yourself in that way, you care for yourself in that way, like it's crazy how immediately you are rewarded, because this week was like so good
Mhm.
because I forced myself to sit my ass down the week prior.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't complain. Like I had an amazing playback today. I actually had Felix Ames. Shout out to him. He came to the office to play his upcoming album, and then, well, like it's like an insider with us. Like literally every time he comes to the office, it becomes a therapy session. Like in a way that I've never experienced this with any other artist, where he comes in, plays the album, and we there talking for like 4 hours every single time. And we also have like this connection because his father died the month after mine, and similar to mine, it was like random out of nowhere. And when it happened, he had reached out to check in with me and just kind of like talk through it a little bit. But I don't know, it was just nice to talk about. Everything we talked about was just like so timely and needed, and I needed to hear a lot of stuff. Like he's like almost like a angel in that way. If I'm being honest,
of mine.
there was like a couple moments during the session where he's talking about his experience with navigating grieving, and it like made me cry, but like in a good, like not in no crazy,
In a connecting way.
Yeah, but it was just like I just needed that session today, and especially to close out the week. It was just like the fucking cherry on top. But yeah, like everything this week went smooth. It's been a really, really like heavy flow of great R&B releases this week, last week. A lot of the content that I've been like sharing, even I have feelings about that. We probably get into that in another episode, but I've been trying to share content, and the stuff that I have been deciding to share has been landing really well. So I'm happy about that, because if I'm being honest, like over the last couple of weeks, I've decided to kind of like pull back on the content, because I just feel like, you know, like I'm not an artist. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to force myself to create content.
But
like,
you are creative.
But not, I don't want to be in the, like, beyond like the podcast. I don't really want to have to like create content in that way. That's not me.
It shouldn't have to be forced. Like every week I have to drop 2 videos on this day at this time. Like it is a day job for some people, but for others it's like, I'm just doing this for the love of the game, to be real. I'm
and
on
that's
the
where
same
I'm
way.
at.
Yeah.
Because there's a point earlier this year and last year, it's kind of started like in the last year, where I decided like maybe I want to get into the content mix, but like as I did it, like I think it served its purpose, because like raw form, I think I really did need to get a lot of shit off my chest, because that was when my father died. I needed to express all of that. But like I'm just not there anymore. Like I don't really want to sit in front of a camera and be like, so this week, here's my lesson of the week. Like I don't care.
That's real.
Yeah.
In a world where content is everyone's life, what it seems like, that's a real ass feeling to have, because people do experience burnout. People do experience honestly it not feeling authentic to them. It feels like a
Mhm.
literal job. And if it is a job, then of course you're going to do what you got to do to keep up, but you're human at the end of the day too. And as a creative, which I always say, I'm that first before a content creator. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep up with how my body feels. So if I need a rest for 2 weeks straight before I need to put out anything, then that's what it is. So you're not
Yeah.
wrong for that at all.
And I appreciate that you honor that, because I know, like, on one end, and that was one of the things I was struggling with that week in particular,
Mm-hmm.
knowing like, yo, you need a break.
Mm-hmm.
But also wanting to be super intentional about this podcast. Like, particularly was frustrated about this podcast because I didn't want to skip an episode because we were trying to be consistent. But also recognizing, like, if you join and do the podcast, one, you look like shit because you have not slept. So you're not gonna be cute on camera. That's out the fucking window. And two, you're gonna be
Not
dry as fuck.
sacrificing the looks. How
Yeah,
no?
like, no, I'm so sorry. And then, like, I had nothing to give. We didn't add anything to the sheet. Like, I
She
really
was
didn't
Whitney
have
Houston. I have
anything.
nothing, nothing,
So I
nothing.
just, like, really appreciate that you honor that. And, like, because I know, like, we're both committed to this. So if we miss a week, it's not because I don't want to do it anymore.
Of course.
But yeah,
Of
so
course.
I had a good week though. I say all that to say I had a great week. Everything went as planned. Great conversations, great link ups, everything as it should be. How was your
Like
week?
it. My week was good. Right now, as you all can see, it's like when you in the Rolls Royce and the girls be like breaking their neck to show like, the RR in the back. You guys can see my
You're
certificate
so
came.
funny.
Like, hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Yeah. Oh,
We got a
hold on real
special
fast.
guest today.
Special guest, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say hello to the pod. My certificate from the Recording Academy officially came. As I officially checked my mail, I would more so say. It's been there for quite some time though, but I finally got it. And I was just so excited. I was just so ecstatic. And I'm like, wow, this feels even more real. Like
Yeah.
it's been 2 years now, but it still feels like, damn, like this is now like,
I can
wow,
touch it.
I can touch
Yeah.
it, like it's an accomplishment. And it's also motivation to get the actual trophy one day. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could achieve this, what else can I achieve? So this is
Mhm.
a very intentional remembering of who the fuck I am. Okay. But my week besides that was amazing. I'm just really in flow state, I will honestly say. I'm focused, I'm fine, and I'm doing the damn thing. Like I also come to an agreement with being on a break when you need a break. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's
Mhm.
what makes you a even badder bitch, because you need to rest. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because I'm gonna send you the TikTok, but it's a TikTok that I just seen before we got to recording, of this guy talking about when you are elevating to the next level, you tend to become even more tired because you're a goddess. You need to rest. You know what I'm saying? You're shedding, like you're in this state of shedding and renewing, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like your body is transforming, you're elevating, your mind, everything about you is like growing. So
Yeah.
there's a thing of being in survival mode, and there's a thing of being outside of survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Where it feels like you are, oh my gosh, am I sad? Why am I sleeping so much? And it's like, no, you no longer have to fight or flight. You can just be. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's what I've been experiencing. And I'm grateful for that, because it's been some years where I've been in fight or flight and I've been very much so in survival mode. But now it feels like, okay, my nervous system is in alignment, if that makes sense, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of my progress and doing the work to get there. So seeing that and just having a great week of just opportunities, planning, I'm really applying myself as a creative, getting better at the producing. Your girl make it.
First of all, she be on live like 4 hours a day producing.
Listen, go to the studio, make some beats. Shout out to Nene Leaks. But and it feels good because it's something that, number one, I always wanted to do, was make actual music. And then to be like, yo, like take this shit wherever you need to take this shit, and don't feel pressure to have to be anything but what you want to be and just enjoying the journey. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
things of that nature and just feeling like, my inner child and really taking the time to spend time with me. During these days, I'm very grateful to be single. I don't have a nigga annoying me. You know what I'm saying? Bothering me, cheating on me, lying to me, doing the things that will wreck my nervous system. You know what I'm saying? My pH is balanced.
Okay, period.
Like my mental is sane, and I have to contribute that to my discernment and just, sticking to myself and being focused, But no, I had a really good week and I'm just happy that we back to,
I'm so happy
record.
too. Literally, when we got on camera, I was like,
Yes. And I'm sure the community in the condo is happy too. Y'all welcome. Y'all welcome. But anyways.
2 bad bitches in the condo.
In the
Yeah.
Condeezy. Okay. We gonna have something very special for y'all coming up in July.
Yes.
Is it July? Yes, in July.
It's July.
It's
Yep.
July. We're gonna have something coming up very special for y'all. So all of our community out there, by the time this comes out, not this comes out, but by the time we record episodes up until that point, I feel like we will have a very strong community of people that will be excited for what
Girl, we will have, even if we posted that shit today, between the both of us, we have a strong community that would be like, I'll be there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna tell y'all what it is though. But y'all niggas gonna want to be there. That's not what I'm saying.
That's all we're gonna say. But what we are gonna say is we need y'all to really, really start preparing ourselves for what the hell is happening. The world may not be here in the next few years because of who's running it. Of course, we got some real dickheads in office. That's all I can honestly say, okay? First and foremost, as everyone has been tweeting and talking about, the White House Correspondents' dinner / assassination attempt took place recently, where once again somebody was trying to take the orange man's head off, but failed miserably. Mission completely failed.
Oh my God, I'm not supposed to be laughing. That's crazy.
And you know what? I judge myself as a human being sometimes when I think about how I think of certain things. Like the sadness that comes upon me knowing that, damn, really all of that effort for nothing, Like, really? I should not think this way. You should never want that for another human being. But when you think about the human being that it is it really a human being?
I think God will forgive us.
I think he's a monster. No, but yes, once again, another one, like DJ Khaled would say, has taken place at the White House this time. Which to me, honestly, and I've been seeing people, because I pay attention to both what the, I guess, MAGA people say, and I say pay attention to what, normal people will say. And it seems like everyone is in somewhat of an agreement that this seems a little sketchy now. Maybe the first attack or whatever the case may be was like, okay, we fooled you, ha ha ha. But now it's just seeming like a little, because the footage and the background scenes and things of that nature, for first and foremost, we know that these men do not care about women at all, for real, because every video that you've seen were the men protecting the men. There was no one protecting the women at all. It was absolutely insane to see that. But it just seems like every time, as according to what the folks say, when the polls are down for him when it comes to voting for certain things, or even just his likeness or whatever, he pulls a stunt that brings the people in, and also is also somewhat of a ploy for people to fall into his lies, because he was associating the fact that they need to build this ballroom in the White House, which I don't understand what a ballroom is going to do in association to protection of the president. Like, isn't a ballroom like, where you like have dinner, dances and all? Like, what y'all niggas gonna be doing a waltz?
I don't know, it's giving like he think he's the king or something.
It's giving he really thinks he's the king. And the funny thing is, at that dinner, I believe they had a real king there. When the King of England was there, Prince Charles or whatever was there. Actually, I don't know if I'm mixing up events, but I definitely seen Prince Charles having a speech at an event where Trump was, and that's cosplaying. You feel me? Like, do right by the American people.
Right?
But
Isn't
anyway,
he black?
Who's black?
Prince Charles. I'm so serious. I think Prince Charles has like black in his line. I'm so serious right now.
Prince Charles has black in his line?
I'm swear to God. I definitely read that. So let me look this up because I
Nah,
know
we
I'm
gotta
not
look
tripping.
this up. We have to look this
Prince
information.
Charles.
And the typing is sending me.
Let's see.
Isn't he black? Is the
I knew I
funniest.
was tripping. Speculation regarding a black bloodline for King Charles III, formerly Prince Charles, largely centers on historical debates rather than direct documented African ancestry. Key theories focus on Queen Charlotte's potential, though debated, Moorish ancestry and the 17th century nickname Black Boy given to Charles II due to his dark complexion.
He's a white ass man. He don't look dark to me.
Not him. The second was dark.
Okay. And then he's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he
So
do
that's what
got
I'm saying. Like his descendants, I seen like speculation around his descendants being black,
okay,
which is
okay.
why I'm not really surprised that he has a black wife. But who knows? He could be a white man. But yeah.
But the Prince Charles here is a white ass man. Yes.
With black ancestry.
Allegedly. Anyways,
this is not to be mistaken for me inviting white people to the cookout.
No,
by
at
the
all.
way.
At fucking all. At all. Anyways,
Okay.
Further in mess at the White House, the Supreme Court is continuing to gut the rights of us Americans every single fucking breath that they take. My goodness gracious. So the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which was, a bill that was passed to help against discriminating for any type of, voting situation, whatever the case may be. The Supreme Court is basically doing everything that they can to roll that back. And it is absolutely terrible. I don't have all of the knowledge on all of these things here, but what I do know from what I do read on things is that that's terrible. That's terrible what they're doing. They're removing our rights. They're every day doing something to go back to history of America where it was completely racist and there was slavery and they want free labor and they want to marry children at ages of 6 and up or even younger at this point in time, who knows, and they want to be allowed to do their crimes and have no type of consequences for it. Like that's exactly what they want America to be. And I don't think you need to be a historian or knee deep in politics to see what the fuck is happening, that this is what they are gutting for. And we need to do everything that we can to truly educate ourselves and make sure we're doing the voting process the right way. But I will say just on unpopular opinion on that is that people have done the right thing and we see what the results still were. You get what I'm saying? And it's not to take away and say you shouldn't continue to vote. You shouldn't continue to utilize this right of, getting these people out of office who are clearly not here for the people. But it is very disheartening when they're doing everything that they can to sway the people, to eliminate certain voting, you know what I'm saying, to cheat their way into these offices, if we can be honest. Because I don't believe that Trump won this election. I don't believe
that either.
I don't believe he won this election, and it was a rigged situation. And because of his popularity of ignorance, and there's more ignorant people in the world than there are intelligent people in the world, this is the reason why we are where we are right now. And there's more hatred in the world than anything. So people are always going to go with what they hate versus what makes sense, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say on that, to be honest. So,
ironically, too, on a less serious note, I've been watching very heavily The Handmaid's Tale, which kind of touches a lot on some of these topics that we're covering. I'm just like,
I stopped watching that show. It was too deep for me.
Yeah, like it's a little too realistic.
Yeah, the everything that they do in that show is literally, it's not even what we can say fake. You hear what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
literally history being put in a television form. You know what I'm saying? The fact that women did not have rights, the way how those women do not have rights. They were used as incubators to make children. They view us as incubators, unfortunately, to just
Still.
make hello. You know what I'm saying? The
Depending
fact that
on who you ask, yeah.
the fact that they're reversing things such as taking away rights for our own, autonomy over our own body and what we can do with it. It's just like
is that not the Handmaid's Tale?
It's
that's why I'm
it.
watching this show and I'm just like, y'all, this is kind of crazy.
The only thing we missing is them fucking red dresses and shit and them little fucking white hats. Little scarves.
But amazing show though, I will say that. It's funny because when I watched it a couple years ago when it first came out and I was just like, this is boring. But now I'm locked in.
Yeah. Because it's like
phenomenal.
Damn,
10
you
out
open
of
your
10.
front door, this is what you're looking at. Crazy. Yo, but it's not gonna look good for all of you out there who love Spirit Airlines because apparently Spirit Airlines is preparing to shut down. They had a $500 million government bailout that fell through, and which is crazy. You got $500 million and you still broke. Anyways, the airlines is preparing to shut down as early as 3 a.m. on Saturday afternoon. On Saturday after failing to strike a deal for financial lifeline from the Trump administration. So them selling these cheap ass tickets, but always charging for everything. Like you damn near got to charge to breathe on that plane. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was going to book a Spirit Airlines just to save some money. And I was like, so I got to pay to check my bag. I got to pay for a seatbelt. I got to pay for a seat. I got to pay to use the bathroom. I might as well just buy the other airline ticket and get everything that's
Frontier
included.
is like that too. Frontier kind of presents itself like this cheap ass airline, but then you start booking it and you realize it's really not cheap because you got to pay for every single fucking thing individually.
And
on
you
top
end
of
up
the damn flight.
paying an airline ticket price on a Delta flight damn near for the same thing. So I don't understand the method of madness, but people do use it. So I don't know. But anyways, they do plan on, I guess, dismantling. There are some bidders out there. I'm very surprised Tyler Perry hasn't put in a bid.
Yeah, I gotta find his name, but there is a black there's a black guy who is trying to purchase the airline, which would make this the first black airline of the United States. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. That would be very interesting.
Really?
However, I will say,
So plain.
I hate that the black guy has to own Spirit.
I mean, okay, yes.
Spirit
Hashim Walters. Okay, is aiming to acquiring the struck. Okay, yes. Hashim Walters. Okay, he's based in New Orleans. He's in New Orleans, shawty. Okay. He wants to turn Spirit Airlines into a black-owned entity to foster economic empowerment and increase representation in aviation. You know what? That's a good slogan. Representation in aviation. Spirit Airlines. Okay, give me my little 15. We don't got to talk about nothing else. Anyways, he's inquiring it, but also, Trump has made mention that he may try and save it because, Trump loved to be a fucking savior and don't be saving shit. But
can you imagine? I don't know if that would be good for that.
It would be called Trump Airlines
because it would be Trump Air. That's literally what I was gonna say. It would be Trump Airlines, and I'm just like, you're gonna lose a whole bunch of customers just off of that.
No, you're actually gonna have a lot. It's gonna be the redneck, the
redneck
airwaves. That's a fact. Okay, first class rednecks. That's crazy.
First class rednecks is so funny.
That is crazy. Anyways, but I mean, and I don't want to say I hate it for it to be a black guy because to acquire Spirit Airlines, I get because of the representation of it being a quote unquote ghetto type airlines because of the people that frequent the airlines. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I just see somebody say they need to get it together because they don't want them to be coming over to their airlines for people that Spirit, which is kind of is very elitist.
It is elitist. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that's literally I love that there's a black person trying to own an airline. Let's not get that twisted. I just hate that it's Spirit because Spirit already has that reputation. So it's like it would be a black airline. Plain.
Just
Can we
let
get American
your
Airlines or
soul
something?
go.
Virgin something, damn.
Virgin Airlines, you know what I'm
That
saying?
could be a fly black airline.
That was a, you know what? Virgin Airlines used to be a fly ass airline with the
It
little ass
did.
colors and the little phone connectivity and all that good shit. Where airplanes used to have integrity. You used to get lasagna, a 5-star meal with a good plane ticket. Now they give you fucking airbag of chips.
And a little blanket that's been used
A
already.
blanket. Ugh, good luck. Shit, they be treating the poor folks like poor shit. Like, it's crazy. But I mean, I hope whoever inquires it, if it is a black man, you know, black people, we gonna turn some shit out.
Facts.
And it's probably
He
gonna be one of the
paid.
best airlines. If he come through and he do what he need to do with it, he can really turn it to be one of the best airlines. And then everybody and their mama gonna want to be on Spirit Airlines. I would suggest him to change it from yellow. I don't like that yellow ass color. It's just irritating to me. Make it a black ass plane.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, a black. Well, no, because in at night that wouldn't work at nighttime. But I was gonna say, can you just imagine like a black?
Well, don't the jets be
plane?
black? The little fire.
I don't know, girl.
Maybe okay. Well, a black
That would
plane
be
would
fly
be
though.
sexy.
That
That's
would
so. Is that so niggerish? That's
so fucking white. It's like,
but it's black.
it's
I like
classy.
it.
It's classy.
A
It's
black
sleek.
plane. A black soul plane. We so black. I love it. I love it. Anyways. Before we move on to you know, some entertainment news, we definitely got to give a shout out to the students of South Carolina State University. I saw this story on TikTok, specifically a video of one of the students talking to, I would assume, one of the, you know, professors or deans or whoever it may be who runs the universities, and protesting against them having a speaker by the name of Governor Pamela Yvette, who was supposed to speak for their graduation speech, but because she doesn't align with their personal moralities and belief, because she is a Trump supporter, they protested against that. And I felt like rightfully so, considering the history of South Carolina in itself and the fact that she does not align with the views of the student bodies, more specifically the black bodies, which is majority of the university. And then she had comments that she made calling them a woke mob because they were peacefully protesting, which is just a dog whistle for look at these little niggas and niggas. You get what I'm saying?
Which is the point too, though. Like, you saying that is like the point. Right. That's why you don't need to be here.
That's why your ass don't need to be here, Pamela.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I felt like that was very, very commendable of them and brave of them as well. And they were able to get the job done because their peaceful protesting ended up with them no longer having that lady speaking or motivating them during their graduation. So shout out to them for speaking up. And I mean, the school shouldn't have booked her to begin with, if we're going to be honest. You know, accountability must be had, but them listening to the students and not pushing back just because they want to be right, you know, is also something that we can give them a little something for. But other than that, I just wanted to give them a little highlight because I thought that was really dope. And it's good to see that Whitney Houston did not die in vain when she said she believed the children are the future, because those children, we can give them the future and be grateful for that. So yes, shout out to them. Okay.
On a lighter note, I hate to bring this in with this, but oh well. Klay Thompson and our girl Megan Thee Stallion.
On a lighter note.
It is a lighter note. But they have split due to cheating allegations that she's made on IG. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Like, one, I think, and granted, this is coming from, like, I've never dated a basketball player. I don't fucking know. But I just feel like there's certain types of men where if you're gonna date them, you kind of gotta know what you're getting into. Like, I feel like athletes are on the list. And it's like, that's what it is with them niggas. I don't know. Like, granted, I'm sure there's a few of them that don't cheat, I'm sure. But, like, I don't know. These are, like, athletes.
For me, and first and foremost, Of course, heartbreak is something that definitely is difficult to deal with, no matter if they are a basketball player or the nigga down the street who ain't got a job. You
Yeah.
know, a nigga breaking your heart is something that is difficult to deal with, period.
Yeah.
The magnitude of their specific breakup, because it is Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like people who's watched her journey and seen her story and just, you know, call it parasocial if you want, but there is a certain connection to these celebrities that people do have. So when things do happen to them, it feels like it happens personally to the fans and the people who support them. Or even if you don't necessarily support her or are a fan of hers, you can identify if you've ever been cheated on. You get what I'm saying? So for me, her coming out publicly and basically putting it out there like this nigga's a fuck nigga, like it was heartbreaking to see because we wanted Megan to have her happy ending. But
Um,
I agree with you to a certain extent of mm, mm, it's difficult to. It's difficult to because that would mean you would have to just expect that for all niggas then.
but that's the thing. I
Because
do. I do.
you gotta
And
expect that
maybe
for
that's
all
my
niggas.
problem. I don't
Like,
expect much from niggas. So I definitely don't expect much from athletes.
yeah, you can't. It's like you. That's the standard for all of these niggas. They all
Yeah.
come with something. It could be the regular damn Janiqua up the block
Yeah.
that you like.
And I
God
guess
damn,
too,
see
seeing
her
the rest of the
so.
stuff she was saying about him, I don't know, it's funny. Like, well, it's not funny. I don't think it's. I don't like when women don't have their happy endings out. Like, I will say, like, I did hope that that went well for her because I will say when I first seen them come out together, and I can't remember which friend I was having this conversation with, but I remember them having to convince me. But out the gate, I wasn't seeing it. Like, I just felt like she was out of his league. They were mismatched. Like, and this is coming from like super outsider. Like, I don't know either of these people. I'm not trying to act like I do.
Yeah, yeah.
But like just seeing her in like at the forefront of hip hop and how she carries herself and in how he carries himself, I just wasn't seeing it.
To be
And
honest, me either.
he just seemed kind of corny. Like she just to me, she was a little too lit for him. I'm like, I'm not really seeing this. Like
She's a hot girl.
right. So
She's a
like,
literal
and
hot
even in that
girl.
sense, I saw this playing out that like personally, I didn't think it was gonna last because I just felt like that's not the man for her. But when my friend convinced me, like, but look at them, they're just so great together. And I'm starting to see, like, okay, maybe she really does like him. Like, okay, I hope this works out. So then for him to play her, I'm like, see, this is why you don't fucking fuck with a nigga who not aligned with. Like, I wasn't seeing it out the gate. Leave these niggas
Yeah.
alone. Like, it's just, no,
And
I'm not
no,
surprised.
there I would definitely agree with you. And like I said, I don't know these people at all. I don't have a dog in this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I will say is I did not see it either myself. And it was one of those things that like, let's be honest, like the girls are right. He's not cute. Like it's no
And he
tea,
looked
no
like his breath
shade.
stink.
That
He looked like his
Squidward
breath.
ass
He
nose.
looked like
I'm telling you, you can't trust niggas with a like.
like
It's certain niggas that you can't trust. I seen a girl say, you can't trust a nigga with a flat back of his
oh my
head.
God, girl, you posted that fucking video. That should have me in tears.
When I say the statistics are so true, you cannot trust them niggas like that. Adrian, that boxer, Adrian Broner, whatever the fuck his name is, that nigga is slow. His head is it's like so flat, and the way how he act is primitive. I know the elevator done stopped at his chest. It don't even go up no further. Like it's done. It's a wrap. Like you can't trust him. Can't trust niggas with a Squidward ass nose. Niggas with a flat ass nose. You can't trust no nigga with no flat ass
You're not
nose.
getting enough oxygen to that brain.
It's not going up there. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I mean, I know she's a tall girl, so she gotta date niggas that's kind of like tall like her. But there's something about tall niggas. Like I feel like once again, the air don't go all the way up there. It's too much air in the atmosphere for you. So I feel like
damn, do I need to readjust my type then?
the eyes too, the beady ass eyes, they was mad tight and close together. You can't trust niggas because what are you looking at? Other bitches, that's what. You know what I'm saying? So you can't trust niggas with them kind of eyes either. I'm sorry, Megan. It was so many red flags, but sister girl, you know, you just gotta be happy for your girl. You know, it's one of those things. We just happy for you. You know, when you show your friends the nigga you fucking with, they be like, okay, happy for you. Like, I'm happy for you, you know? But I do agree because I think somebody said that heartbreak deserves an audience. I've been
I
seeing
saw
that
that
quote.
too, and I agree. I had to readjust my opinion on that.
I had to too, because at first, if I have to be honest and transparent, the only reason why I did not want her to say anything was because of the attack that people are always gonna have for her.
On the woman, yeah.
But then I thought about it and said, niggas was gonna attack her anyway. Cause niggas find Megan to be at fault for anything, regardless, cause niggas just hate Megan for some fucking reason.
Mhm.
And for me, well, we know the reason, but for me, once I seen that quote as well, it confirmed, like, yes, you know what? Heartbreak and disrespect does deserve an audience, because you can't let these niggas walk around here acting like these niggas are fucking trophies and they're the pits of piles of shit, if we're gonna be frank. And I don't want to do the whole, oh, well, not all men, because that to me becomes from my unwiring and undecentering of men and shit like that. Like, these niggas don't need to be coddled. These niggas don't need a titty to be sucking on every fucking time. Like, these niggas are grown men. They know what they're doing. Even the best man that you know, like they said, is not that there's not good men. You're just waiting, or even if waiting, but it comes to a point where it's either they're gonna trigger that little thing in them or not. That's the reality of it. A nigga is gonna either trigger that you know what I'm saying, that shit that niggas do, or not. So when it comes to that, like, I'm sad for her because of the fact that she seemed, from what we can see, seemed like she was definitely invested. Like, them niggas bought a house together. And I
Yeah.
think the disrespect for me would be the whole non-monogamy part. Because the niggas, first and foremost, when it comes to Meg, let's be honest, you niggas are fans. It is what it is. You niggas are fans. It is what it is. You all honestly come across like you're trying to, like, siphon her energy, siphon her light to a certain
And humble
degree.
her too.
And humble her. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of gives damn near like, are you niggas agents? Are you being sent? Because sometimes it can feel like a fucking attack. Like, wait, you niggas are, why y'all always trying to, like, chop me the fuck down? And the thing is, when a woman loves you, unfortunately, she naturally chops herself down for you, which is the fucked up part. Which is the fucked up part. So we could almost assume that, I mean, she was fucking posting videos of her in that kitchen slaving and shaking that ass while she shaking up that sauce. Like, you was cooking for the whole family. Whole turkey dinners. Like,
Which also kind of like, this is why I started to grow
monogamy?
warm to
You
it.
don't know?
Yeah,
Bitch.
because I'm just like, she's
I'm
clearly
like,
invested. So I mean, I guess I see it. I guess, but then it's just like, damn, nigga, like you just had to be
you just
like
had
the
to be
rest of
that
these
nigga.
niggas.
That stupid ass, Squidward face ass, Peter bitch ass nigga. I'm getting triggered, y'all. I'm getting
And it's funny too. Well, not funny, but I saw another conversation pop up around this topic where essentially this girl was making the point that women sharing their negative and traumatic experiences with men with each other is not gossip. That is a form of healing and protection, because they are essentially protecting one another from experiencing those things with other men or those very men. And it's different from when men are sharing their sexual experiences with women. That's not the same thing, not to be conflated. And I think that that does get conflated a lot. And I agree with her, where it's like men get all weird about, like, why are you sharing my business? Like, she's not sharing your business. She's sharing how
her
you
experience.
hurt her.
It's her experience with you.
Right. And if she needs to express that with a friend to help her navigate through the hurt or the trauma that you are causing, that is not gossiping.
It also is a form of what they call triangulation, in a sense, where it's like you basically don't want your dirty laundry out there because you want to continue to be a dirty ass nigga, basically.
And present like you're not.
And present like you're not. We know a few of them bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I believe Megan all the way. I
Yeah.
believe her all the way. These niggas will pretend. These niggas will lie. These niggas will literally sit in your face and play in your fucking face. And all you are here to do is love. And if there
Mm.
were so many good guys out there, according to y'all niggas that you always claiming and screaming to the heavens, why are there so many terrible men that we hear about if there's so
And
many
why
good
are so many
guys?
women broken by y'all?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So for me, listen, and like I said, no one is safe out here in these streets. No
Yeah.
one is safe out here in these streets. You have to really move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I will commend Meg on doing is leaving these niggas. Somebody said one thing about Meg is she don't go back to these niggas. And that's the lesson that you hoochies need to take. Do not go back. Because I really believe like when you take these niggas back, or anybody for that matter, if you take anybody back when they disrespect you, you just gave them permission to just make a sheet note of what you are willing to tolerate.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
agree.
oh, okay, well, I can do that and be good. Okay, cool, no problem.
I had to learn that. And I had to learn that the best revenge that you will get on somebody for hurting you like that is you revoking access. Like
Yes,
completely. Like that's the best revenge you won't get because you are essentially removing the love you have to give, your energy, the light that you share, the care that you pour into them. Like all of that shit is dead and it doesn't get better than that.
it doesn't. It doesn't. And I
Yeah.
see somebody say that we have to stop acting like there's certain people in our lives that are replaceable and forgettable. And, we always say like,
Right.
oh, because I used to always say like, I didn't believe in the whole fumbling thing because it can come off very much so like arrogant to a point
Right,
of
like there's
like,
not a better woman, but there may not be a better woman.
and it's not to say because of what I'm willing to do is what I'm willing not to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm not willing to put up with disrespect. I'm not willing to do this. I'm not willing to do that. Like I love me and I subscribe to the channel of leaving a nigga the first time he got you fucked up. Like why are we staying and teaching people to continue to disrespect you, to treat you wrong? Like, and certain things aren't mistakes. Cheating is definitely not a mistake to me. It's an
Yeah.
intentional act. Okay?
Mm.
So that being said, shout out to the hot girl. Megan, she fine as fuck. She rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And the unfortunate part is it gets, I don't want to say scary for successful women, but the pickings do become a little slim, but you got to keep hope alive.
That's where I'm at. Granted, I'm not nobody's Megan Thee Stallion success, but
you're motherfucking
yeah, and I'm at that point where I'm noticing it's really fucking slim pickings with these niggas because not only are like I feel like as women in this space in particular, and I'm sure in other spaces too, because I'm sure other women are experiencing this, but in different ways. It's like you got to find somebody who has similar passions as you so that your language makes sense to them. That already like excludes so many people. Then you got to
Right.
find somebody who is matching your needs, and that excludes a bunch of people. It's like I feel like you can have all the chemistry you want with a person, but if the way that y'all show up for each other is misaligned, then the chemistry that doesn't even matter.
It
Like
doesn't.
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because it's like y'all are misaligned.
Listen.
And that'd be the hardest part. It's the alignment. Like you could like chemistry, you could find that. But chemistry and alignment,
yeah. That's a needle in a haystack. Okay.
So good luck to the girls. And also
good luck to the girls. But you know what? It's nothing to say to be down on either.
Oh no, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it just means pour into yourself. Like
yeah,
that's where I'm at now. Just pouring into myself.
And it may seem, cliche. People always be like, oh, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And I get it. Like sometimes you're like, I am loving myself. And I get that because that's how it can feel. Like, yo, I am loving myself, but still the fucking look what's out here,
Yeah.
But it just comes to a point where you just have to be okay with being by yourself. If that is the case, if you're not willing to settle for whatever job, position, person, whatever it may be. If you're not willing to settle for it, then you have to be okay with what it is currently that you have. And if it's all that you got, then that's what it is. And I've reached that state of my mind where it's like, I'm not going to compromise certain things because why should I when a person is receiving a full package of me and I'm accepting them as a full package as them? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, 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 no. So yeah.
And I guess to wrap the Megan thing, the last thing I was going to say about her, she also announced, I think today, that she will be dropping the Stallion from her
Ooh.
stage name and just going by Megan because, and I quote, "I'm a lady, not an animal."
Okay, grow.
I have thoughts. I respect it. So I don't have bad thoughts. I do feel like I understand that you don't want to present yourself in that way because it would like what it insinuates, but it's also like you the Stallion. Like I know that's your thing. That's like your
You
branding, and now you're gonna
branding,
switch your brand.
yeah.
Like I don't know.
Although I am always here for growth, you know, I won't say
Yeah,
that
touche.
I'm not opposed to growth of an artist. You know, artists do evolve, they change, they want to, you know, do that artist thing. And I do see your side and your point of like it's been your brand. I would just hope that it's coming from a place where she has not let the internet bully her from
Because it's ironic that that's coming after this breakup. Now you don't want to be the Stallion.
Stallion, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, what's next? You don't want to be the hot girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, which she has every right to. Let's be completely fair
but
here.
don't let it be because
of
things that are outside of yourself.
Yes, if you want to grow, but
but not because some niggas said, "Well, that's why he don't want you no more." Like,
yeah, because that's never the fucking case at all. But anyways, good luck to Megan and everything she got going on. You know, as a DJ, I'm always gonna play me some Megan Thee Stallion in my DJ sets for sure. If it's a slow set, fast set, listen, we could play that at a funeral, sister. We will get it popping. Okay, so shout out to her.
Next on the docket, so something that I saw this week that I actually thought was really, really dope. The New York Times released a unranked list called the 30 Greatest Living American Songwriters that was put together utilizing the insights from over 250 music insiders and New York Times critics. So the list, again, is unranked, which actually I'm glad that I read that because initially when I'm seeing tweets about it, it came across like it was ranked. And when I was seeing some of these lists, I'm like, I'm not understanding why Stevie Wonder is not at the top of this list. What are we doing?
Right, yeah.
But come to find out, it's unranked. But I think there was some pretty solid writers on here. So for example, Missy's on here, obviously. Taylor Swift, I thought was a good pick. Jay-Z's on here. The other thing too, so what I liked about this expose, if you will, every artist, I guess, did an interview, like a video interview.
Okay, that's dope.
So in addition to like a write-up about them, there's a video attached. And I think there's like on the site, like within the article, it's like 3 minutes of the full interview, but then you can click and watch the full interview. So imagine, I think there's like 30 full interviews with all these songwriters. It's really dope. Like this is like, I really need to sit with this.
Yeah,
because I feel like there's a lot here to unpack.
Yes. On the list, Jay-Z, Young Thug, Kendrick Lamar, Outkast, Missy, Mariah, The Dream, Bad Bunny, Babyface, Stevie Wonder, Nile Rodgers, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Smokey Robinson, Lionel Richie, Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Dolly Parton, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Paul Simon, Carole King, Willie Nelson, Diane Warren, Fiona Apple, Lucinda Williams, Romeo Santos, Valerie Simpson, Brian and Eddie Holland, Steve Merritt, Josh Osborne, Brandy Clark, and Shane McAnally. What kind of name is that girl? Okay.
Now, what I will say, like the first thing that jumped at me in reading through this, I'm not, and maybe like I don't know,
American
maybe the
songwriters.
hip hop
Okay,
gotta
okay.
like lock in with me and correct me here. I don't know because maybe I'm a little too tapped out, but Young Thug and no Future, no Drake.
Drake? No. That's what some critics are saying from what I'm even seeing response to. Like,
Mm.
no Drake, no P&D, no Bryson Tiller, no Sway Lee, no
No P&D. I'm
Future,
glad you said that. Like
no
no
J. Cole,
P&D, no Future. Like how we get Thug here before them?
no Lauryn Hill. Who else
Granted, okay,
is
so I
there?
will say the Lauryn Hill, I'm not necessarily mad at her not being there, only because, and this is no slight to her, because she definitely has one of the greatest albums of all time,
Mm-hmm.
but that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't
Songwriters,
have like this
other
extensive,
contributions as well
yeah,
too,
these
type
artists have
things.
like extensive
So
catalogs that they're going off of.
what would be the let me see the title. The New York Times published American Songwriters voted on by over 250 music insiders and 6 New York Times critics. So how many? Just
See, and this is
30?
the thing too with these type of articles, because Apple does this too, where at the end of the year, I think they did that greatest albums of all time list or something like that, and then they don't really give the criteria. They just say like music insiders decided that this was the list, and
Because
it's like, what is the criteria?
yeah, because I mean, I think a criteria would help a lot with understanding because maybe there would be a reason why Young Thug is there.
Because otherwise, to me, he kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and low key. Granted, I've definitely swim in white Twitter a little bit, but like, I'm sorry, Taylor Swift for me, she wouldn't be on my list because the amount of times where I hear her songs out and I'd be like, this is literally like a flip of the last song, which is a flip of the last. She's just making the same song over and over again. Like that's not great songwriting to me. But in swimming through the white waters a bit, they hail her like a really great songwriter. So maybe there's something I'm missing because her music is not for me. And I can absolutely give y'all that.
Over my head and my
Right.
weight.
Because I'm noticing like there's this thing too. And I've been saying this for other reasons, but it applies here. Some things are just not for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I'm
Right.
perfectly fine with her not
But
being
I'm
it for
just
me.
still
That's
like,
perfect.
I don't see how we got everybody but no Drake on here.
I mean, I would agree. As a songwriter, Drake definitely does deserve to be on there. No Kizzy, if I can be completely real. J. Cole.
But then the other thing too, I'm recognizing and just I keep flipping through here. The cap is 30,
Eminem.
and they have to consider all genres. So it's like this can't be too hip hop R&B heavy.
Quincy Jones.
Sprinkle that was.
Is Quincy Jones not on here? He's not a songwriter.
It's a living American.
Oh, living. Okay, never mind. My bad. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody said Nas. I mean, listen, I don't know what the criteria is. There's a few people on there that we can say yes, absolutely.
Diane Warren, here's your baddie chain sister because she deserved the fuck out of that.
But don't she be getting snubbed by the Grammy? Somebody don't like her. Somebody don't like her. Somebody definitely don't like her because I think she been nominated for the same category for like 24 years. Some shit like that and never won. They keep put her in there like, yeah, let's put her in this year. Snub.
It's so funny.
That's fucked up, girl. That's fucked up.
Babyface. I'm glad to see him on here. That was a good one.
Yeah, definitely Babyface. Definitely Babyface. I would have to go through
Bad Bunny being out here, if I heard that correctly, is kind of insane, not gonna lie. And that's no shade to him. I think he deserves all the flowers.
Bendito.
But as a Puerto Rican princess, I be listening to some of these songs like,
let's just say they sound good in Spanish.
30 American greatest, like, are we dead ass?
Let's just say I'll be reading some of the translations and I just want to say sometimes it just sound better in Spanish.
And that's literally what I'm saying. Like, as a Puerto Rican, knowing what some of these songs are saying.
No Frank Ocean.
30 greatest? Are we for real?
No Beyonce? Isn't she a great songwriter? Somebody's not even gonna say it because that's
I don't know.
just
I think the dream. I'm not gonna lie, and it's no
somebody said the
slight to
dream.
her, but the dream being on here covers Beyonce for me.
True. That's true. Well, that's the list for them. Hopefully next year they'll get it a little bit better, right?
It wasn't awful. I'm not mad at it. I think
Yeah.
there's a couple misses on here, but
Yeah, a couple misses for sure. A couple misses for sure. But anyways, move right along.
Yeah.
R&B is back up. I'm gonna let the head R&B chief in charge take this because she's the head chief in charge of the R&B. Yeah.
So Tone Stith is funny because I had tweeted. So when I got the listening link for this single called Fly by Tone, immediately I had tweeted it as soon as I heard it before it came out. If everybody does what they need to do with this song, it's gonna chart. As of this week, Tone Stith's Fly has gone to #1 on Billboard's Adult R&B Airplay chart, which marks his first single on Billboard and radio. First #1 single, excuse me. And his album is out May 15th. So I just wanted to shout him out there because I'm like really proud of him. He deserves it. He's like an artist. There was also a clip that surfaced. My homie sent it to me. Stevie Wonder was doing like a radio interview. I forgot what radio station it was, but they had asked him like, what's your favorite song playing on the station? And he said Tone Stith Fly and started singing it. So he knows the song.
Okay. Stevie
So
knows
it was just like, that's
Stevie
fire.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Like, again, I'm proud of him. And he really deserves this moment. It's really dope to see.
I love when artists get that moment because he's been working for a long time.
Yes.
He's been working for a very, very long time. And rightfully so. You know, and that's true artist development. Let's be completely honest, y'all. True artist development.
And a little birdie said that he might be coming on the pod.
Ooh.
So stay tuned for that. Because we actually
interviewed
interviewed him for Pandora. And he did an interview for Sirius XM. And he has like a lot to say. He's very well spoken, very introspective. So that I'm excited for that interview when we do it. But shout out to Tone Stith.
I love that. And I look forward to that. Okay. Shout out to R&B. All right.
Speaking of R&B, Kehlani also released her self-titled album. And it's expected to debut at #4 on the Billboard 200 with nearly, 67,000 units first week, marking her third top 5 album. So shout out to Kehlani. If we could get some round of applause here.
No face, Greg. We need some applause. Rounds of applause.
What I will say though, I found the conversation around the release of her album very interesting because it's very polarizing. The release of this album has been very polarizing. I personally thought it was incredible. I think there is, if I'm being super objective, I do feel like some of that could have got left off. I think it is very song heavy, and there's a lot of it that's just like, we didn't really need this. I think that it could have been a little bit more concise to make the replay value of it as a whole project with no skips a lot stronger. However, I really enjoyed it. Like, I felt like the features were well placed. I was real iffy about the features prior to actually listening to it because I personally don't like a feature heavy project because a lot of the times in what we've seen, we see these feature heavy albums and it kind of plays like a playlist rather than a cohesive project. And the features are more so utilized for what they'll do for streaming numbers rather than adding value to the songs.
I agree.
Where I don't feel like that happened here. So after hearing it, I'm like, okay, I actually really like these features. All of this was well placed. I also thought that, and I've tweeted about it, I think one of the things that people aren't really talking about in depth is how monumental this project was just off the strength of the amount of collaboration that went into this project. Like, fuck how the music sounds. The amount of collaboration that went into putting this together, to me, is a masterclass on how to create good music that makes an impact. Because I think that once the pandemic hit, I noticed this tendency towards isolation and individualism where we see artists doing everything by themselves. And it's like, granted, it kind of transitioned because of where society was because of the pandemic. So it wasn't even like it was by choice.
Right.
But I think artists got so stuck in that it became difficult for a lot of them to pivot back to being collaborative in their efforts.
Yeah.
So you see artists like championing the fact that they're writing everything themselves, they're producing everything themselves, they're mixing everything themselves. They're like, all right, but
okay, Tyler Perry.
We could tell. And that's not a good thing. And granted, that's not even to slight all of them, because there's some artists that really just could do all of it and it sounds good.
All
It all
right,
comes
Russ,
out amazing.
we see you.
But I do think that we are losing the plot with
of collaboration.
Yes. So I think that seeing I feel like the day of really the weekend of her album release, every other fucking post on Instagram was, I worked on this album. I worked on this song. I worked on this cover. I worked on this photo shoot. I worked on this. I worked on that. And it's just like, yo, who the fuck didn't work on this project?
Yeah.
Like, I know that's right.
Shout out to her. Yes. I did enjoy the album. Is it her debut album?
No, it's her self-titled.
Oh, her self-titled album.
Yeah.
Yes. I did enjoy, like, some of my favorite songs was No Such Thing featuring the Clips. Of course, Folded. We heard that several billion times. Ooh is definitely one of those ones for me. Back and forth, hearing Back and Forth with Misty on it. At first, when she dropped it as a single, I was like, okay, no, I'm interested.
Really?
But hearing it now in placement of the album,
yeah,
I absolutely I love it, to be honest with you. What's the other one? You Got It, Still. Yeah, those are the strongest ones. Lights On with Big Sean. Sweet Nothings with Leon Thomas is a really nice one. Cruise Control and Unlearned. I had like those ones so far from the project. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of people say that exact same take about needing to hear Back and Forth in the context of the full album. And I'm like, did I hear something different? Because when I immediately
first heard it,
that
you loved
song,
it?
I can't stop playing that. Like, to this day, I can't. That shit is fire.
It's fire now to me. But
oh
at
my
first,
God.
I guess because I was still so much in the Folded high. You get what I'm saying? It felt like a very stark change from that. But hearing it cohesively in the body of work that she did, it makes sense. And I'm like, okay, this is why it feels good now to hear it, basically.
Yeah.
In the way how she did. But yeah, I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I did enjoy it. I did see people have their mixed reviews on it. As I mean, everyone has their mixed reviews on everything.
Yeah.
But for what she done with this project, I think she did a great job, to be honest with you. I love Kehlani as an artist. One of my favorite projects is, It Wasn't Good Until It Wasn't. It's one of my favorite ones of hers. But this project, you can tell she's definitely, it seems she's in a nice place of life, if that makes sense, as an artist growing from where she once was. Like, she's sure of herself as an artist, if that makes sense. Like, this is Kehlani. And when you do a self-titled album, it gives you're sure of yourself. Like, I know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying?
So that's actually interesting, right? Because this is not even something that I'm planning to say, but in hearing you say this, it just sparked a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it's the self-titled, I don't feel like this should have been the self-titled. I think it's a great album, but I feel like when you think of the amount of homage she paid to previous time periods of music, it almost felt like, and this is, I don't know how to say this safely, because I'm not like, I don't say this negatively. I'm going to just say that. I don't feel like she's cosplaying. I don't feel like this music is bad, like none of that. But in the sense of like, I feel like she's pulling so much influences from older times that this actually doesn't feel like it's so her, to where this would be her self-titled, if that makes sense. I feel like this is an album that is an homage to R&B. So I wouldn't have named this one Kehlani. I would have named it something else. And then Kehlani would have been something that's so her that it's like, oh, this is her bag. You get what I'm saying?
I understand that. And I guess for me, my angle is also coming from vocally strength wise, you know what I'm saying? The rollout itself to me,
Yeah.
as an artist, like her growth as an artist, to me,
Yeah.
she seems more sure of who she is as this person. But I can understand your take too in
So
that
I guess
regard of
this also
like,
comes from, not to cut you off, but
no,
this,
yeah.
so one of the things she said, this is her saying, when Folded, the way Folded played out as far as like success, she scrapped the whole project that she already was
And
making and
transformed it
then
to this.
exactly. So in
Yeah.
that sense, it's like, that's why I can't, and I'm losing my words right now because cosplaying isn't the word, but that's the best word I can come up right now. It's cosplaying in the sense where it's like,
It's
this is not
influenced.
you for real. This is what you're like. You are paying homage to that sound. Like you are leaning into the sound of Folded and like building a world around it.
Because it's success.
Yes. But that doesn't,
Versus
and it's great music though. I loved it. But I feel like when you name an album your name, like that self-title is supposed to be so you that it's like, okay, this artist has arrived. This is her sound. So for me, I didn't
does
get
Kehlani have that sound though?
I feel like she does. I feel like, and I think
And
that's
I'm
where the
not saying this
conversation.
to be like as not no, I'm just saying like in general
Yeah,
for
I
conversation's
get
sake.
that.
Like, does she have a Kehlani sound?
Mm,
Where it's like,
that's a
oh,
good question. That's a
this
good
is
question.
Kehlani's music. This
Because
is her
if I'm being
sound.
honest, like we would have to bring in. This is where I would have to step back. We would have to bring in somebody who's such a huge Kalani fan to speak to that.
Yeah.
Because I am not.
I would love to
I
hear the
think she
takes
has,
of where,
yeah. I love her music, but I'm not a diehard fan where I can give you like, oh, this is what her sound is. But I will say, and just off of hearing that alone, where it was like, once this became successful, we pivoted the whole album to this. To me, it's like, this shouldn't have been Kalani then. This should have just like, I think
something
this album
else.
should have came, but definitely it shouldn't have been called Kalani.
Okay, I could agree with you on that
Yeah.
in that context.
That's it. That's the only
yeah.
like this is not a slight to the album. Nothing. I think it's a great album, but I think considering where the album came from, I don't feel like this is the Kalani.
Okay. Well, she's riding off the success of Folded, and maybe the fact that she had these things. I don't know. I don't know the process. I don't know if she had these things in a tuck. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. I didn't think it was a bad project, to be honest. But I can understand what you're saying. I can, based on the project that I like from her. I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. Yeah. But hey,
I also think too, which is again just more of why I don't think it should have been. And again, this is, and I'm gonna keep underscoring. This is not to say I didn't like the album. It's not to say it's not a good album. None of that. I'm just speaking to the titling specifically. I think in recognizing that the way that this album flows, who she collaborated with, the sampling, all of that, and then you pair that with what she said, that statement she made about R&B, I think there's a very specific statement that she's trying to make about R&B and it not needing to be other things to be great, and you couple that with the actual music that she presented being traditional R&B. I think this whole thing is a statement. And it's a good statement. It's a statement that needs to be made. Like R&B doesn't need to be all R&B. It doesn't need to be trap. So it could just be R&B. Like I agree. Now, and to that point, in seeing the full statement, I understand what she was trying to say now. So everything that I said last week, void. Because I've read the full statement and that does make sense to me, and I agree with her. But to that point, I just feel like this album was a statement piece, and I just wouldn't have named it
Kehlani's album.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think this album fits what she was trying to say, and it's the moment. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all about R&B, and here's that music to prove it.
Okay, well, I understand what you're saying with that for sure. Because as I'm going through her discography right now, she definitely, and I would say like I wasn't like a super day one Kehlani fan as well. You know what I'm saying? I got on right where she did the song with Chance the Rapper.
Me too.
Is the way.
That song, oh my God, that video was so sexy.
Yeah. Like, to me, that's the era that I was introduced to Kehlani with Chance the Rapper. But other than that, yeah. I can't really tell you if there's the only thing I would say from that, which was 2015, 2015 around that era. Oh, my
Mm.
bad. Sorry, it's playing in the background. But other than that, that's like where I was introduced to her. So from that to where we are now, it is growth and feature wise and all these other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it as, not anything. And vocal wise, like I like to listen to the strength of, the
Yeah.
vocals and performances and things of that nature. Like she knows the girl grew up. She just sounds more sure of who she is, but
Yeah.
maybe it should be applied to because she did drop Crash. I think there was people indifference about that album when it dropped as well too.
Yep.
When she had dropped Crash as that R&B album. I'm looking at her discography. While We Wait 2, you know what I'm saying? She already had a While We Wait 1. It wasn't good until it wasn't. Like I said, that's one of my favorite ones because I love that song, Women Say Go Hate the Club. When you talking about Victoria Monet, that's my shit, girl. Other than that, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
R&B
I
still
will
in a good
say it
state.
did spark an interesting conversation that I'm seeing around sampling.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like every time this conversation comes up, it kind of annoys me a little bit because it's like, y'all don't do y'all research enough. Because if you go back through like the 90s, for example, and you hear some of them records that were very big at that time, it's literally just a new song over a beat that already was used 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And they're not doing anything new to the beat. They're not finding a clever way to use a sample. They're literally just doing a new song over production that was already used before. So it's like they've been doing this for decades. This is how
Yeah.
you sample. Like some people are creative with the sample and they're a little bit more slick with how they use it, and other people just rip the sample and make a new song. This is not new.
Yeah, people don't know shit,
And
and
it's
I would
like,
say,
even in giving her credit, it's like she didn't do that. She didn't just rip the songs and create a new song over an already used beat. Like a lot of the stuff that when we heard it throughout her album, it's like, oh, this is like a version of that song. It was like very subtle. But if you listen to the music enough, like, oh, she's doing a version of that. Or maybe the drums used were similar or things like that. But it wasn't like, this is the 2026 version of the song that already came out. She didn't do that kind of sampling. So seeing this conversation around sampling where it's like she did too much, it's just like, no, she didn't. Like,
just say you don't like her.
right. Y'all just be hating. Just shut up.
Just say
Oh
you
my
don't like
gosh.
her. Okay,
I'm
keep
so
it moving.
tired. My gosh.
Right. Anyways, I enjoyed the project. Like my ears enjoyed
Yeah.
it. There were some certain songs that I definitely could put in my rotation for sure. But that being said, another album announcement. Again, Chris Brown. He is announcing the Brown album.
Which is interesting too, before you even get into it. I don't know if you saw Bernard's album release today. Same
Yes.
pose, same font.
Yes.
Same concept of the last name, and the last name is written in the same font. I'm just like,
Somebody's team is watching. Somebody getting fired. No. First and foremost, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. There has to be a conversation about Chris Brown. And
what's the conversation this time?
The growth is not there, my friend. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. And I don't care what y'all got to say. You could fight me all day, all the Brownettes and the Brown fans out there. I don't care. Chris has not evolved. And the reason why he has not evolved is because he truly, honestly hasn't evolved as a man. He hasn't evolved as a man. Like, let's be honest. Everything that he's done, all of the little bullshit that he has contributed, he hasn't grown as a man, and it's in a reflection of his music. It's still stagnant, and it's always going to be that way because he don't have no accountability. No accountability means you don't have no story to tell. You don't have no story to tell. Redundancy and the same shit you talking about. That's it. That's really it. I can't tell you a new Chris Brown song that I personally have been a fan of and be like, oh, I fuck with this new Chris Brown. Like I don't. I don't even really play Chris Brown like that, on top of, him being an abuser, let's be honest here. But another thing is I just don't feel like he has grown as an artist at all, in my personal opinion. And this latest single that he dropped with Leon Thomas, I'm sorry, I think it's
So it's funny because I think, to your point,
I think it's
so I'm gonna
terrible.
start by saying the new single is so different from what he normally releases that people are trying to utilize that as a case for his development. But what is being missed here is it doesn't feel genuine. It
It
doesn't feel authentic
Thank
to
you.
him. So
It feels like he's
considering that, it's
chasing a
like
moment.
he has not joined. It's not development. It's just he is meeting, in my opinion, he's meeting Leon where he's at. Because that feels like a Leon song. So in that sense, I feel like Leon got him out of his pocket, but it's still not genuine to him. So it's like it doesn't feel that like it doesn't feel like a great song because it doesn't feel like some shit he would make.
I feel like he's just chasing a moment because
Mm.
Sinners is a popular popular piece of artwork that he can try and capitalize off. I don't think artists like Chris Brown and, no offense, Bryson Tiller, I don't think they care about the art like that anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like, and even Bryson Tiller has been honest in saying, like, I'm just here to just collect the check right now at this point in time. Like, niggas don't really give a fuck about the
And I
music.
hate that. Oh my God. Like that, I'm gonna say with Bryson and Tiller in particular, Chris Brown, whatever.
Yeah.
But Bryson Tiller, that like I'm glad to know, like, be affirmed in my thoughts on how his music has not really progressed.
Yeah, it
And
hasn't
hearing
either.
that statement, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
It makes
But
perfect sense.
it does. But it's very disappointing because I really give Bryson a lot of credit for ushering in a genre of R&B. Granted, I wouldn't say it didn't do good for R&B. I don't think it did bad for R&B. It just gave R&B new life in a different way. Like, I think he ushered in this trap soul sound along with Drake. I think him and Drake are like pioneers of that with P&D. But definitely, like, I think when Bryson came out with Trap Soul, that put a name on it, and now everybody's doing it. And I also think that his voice is so unique and polarizing that every time I hear, even like the new song he put out today, it's not a fantastic new single. It's not nothing that's different than anything else he's done. But like, I was happy to hear Bryson. Like, I like his tone is like, it's Bryson. But it's like, damn, Bryson, like, I wish you gave a fuck about this because you have, like, I love your tone. Like, I would love to hear developed Bryson over the years because his tone, like, his voice is a fucking amazing to me. I love Bryson's voice. It's not like, he's not like a fucking Michael Jackson, but like, there's nobody else that sounds like Bryson. Bryson is Bryson. When Bryson come on a song, you know it's Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, you do. He has a very distinctive voice. We can all agree and say that for sure, for sure. I just feel like I agree. The lack of care in the artistry, it translate into the actual music. You know what I'm saying? It's like, unfortunately, he did not strike another trap soul because maybe he just wasn't there. He wasn't there as an artist for another trap soul. But he's still a popular artist that people care about and people will listen to. So he has a fan base that is undeniable. You get what I'm saying? People are going to support Bryson Tiller because they love Bryson Tiller. And because he also, I feel, speaks to an era where, like we said, that when you first heard P and D, you know what I'm saying? When you first heard, I'm not gonna say the fucking short man's name, but when you first heard the whole trap soul, dark, emo, moody, kind of like, you know what I'm saying, R&B vibes or whatever the case may be, like, there's a connection that people have in a nostalgic way to him. So he's gonna have that specific fan base. But I think he's also relied on that fan base as well, like Chris Brown, because they know that there's no real evolution in the music, but they always have people that's going to support them. So there doesn't need to be evolution in the music because I'm going to have a sold out arena tour like he just had. You get what I'm saying? I can literally perform the same 7 songs over and over again. I can make a fucking 65 track project of the same fucking songs over and over again. And y'all are going to eat it up because y'all fuck with me. Y'all love me. Y'all love me so much. And I could do another arena tour and do the same backflips over and over again. And y'all going to come out and see me again because y'all love me. Like, that's what it is with these artists nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why I thought it was so interesting that
fucked up.
everybody, well, not everybody, but there's so many people who interpreted like this pose on this cover, like it's supposed to mean we about to get this like highly transformed version of Chris Brown. Like, nigga, he named the album after his daughter, and it was the same shit that he been making. Like,
and
that doesn't mean anything to him.
it like we are witnessing. And in true honesty, if we can be real, and this is why you gotta have people around you that can keep you accountable. This is why when y'all niggas get money and y'all start losing your minds, it be sad because you don't have no sensible people around you who don't give a fuck about the fame and the money to tell you, yo, you fucking up. That shit is dumb. That shit don't rock. That shit is not good. You don't have people like that. You just got a bunch of yes men that want to get a placement so bad, that want to be around so bad, that want to benefit from your name and your likeness so bad. So they're willing to be on some dick rider shit and be a yes man. And no one has told you that you don't have any real fucking growth in your music. Like, it don't matter what pose you make, nigga. The music ain't gonna hit like that for a real person who love this shit. And we can tell you don't really love this shit. And I don't want nobody to be like, oh, how could he not love this shit? Because he keep doing it. This nigga's doing it because he got bills to pay. The fuck? What y'all niggas talking about? Like, Chris Brown is going to continue to perform for the rest of his life. Because Chris Brown lives a lifestyle that he needs to maintain. He don't do it because he love this shit. You think Chris Brown love doing this shit? Hell no. That nigga just need the money so he can keep painting them rooms, wearing the fucking light up shoes that he be wearing, and buying that wacky tacky furniture he be having in his room or in his crib. Like, that's all he care about. That's it. And now he got kids in the play. So, oh yeah, I have to make this money for real. So yes, let's make another 75 track project. Same concept. Every song is the same song. Maybe a few BPMs a little higher than the next. Put that tune on my motherfucking voice and let's go. And that's what we're going to get. And everyone's going to eat it up and be like, oh my God, Chris Brown, he's just so, oh my God. You can tell he grew up. Look at his pose. Look at his pose. He's grown. He got an all brown and a top hat. This nigga has evolved.
And it looks a mess. I'm not gonna lie. I hated it.
It looks a mess. It looks terrible.
It looks like it's not even like, I don't know. That fedora was blowing my shit. Like, what the fuck?
You, first of all, you wearing a fucking fedora is pissing me off in itself. I'm sorry. I've never associated Chris Brown in a fedora.
I would have been cool with the lay down pose if it was like him and Chris Element laying down. But like, you got on a whole, like, it almost gives like Jack Harlow,
this nigga think he's in the wall to wall video again.
Like, what the fuck? I was not. That cover, I was
like, okay. See,
it just looked a mess. I'm sorry.
It looks like AI.
That I agree with. It does look like AI.
It looks like AI.
It doesn't forced. I don't know. This just doesn't feel like Chris Brown.
What is Chris Brown though? Like, what does he? It doesn't feel like. What is? I don't know. All I know is that the album title is called Brown. People are saying that it's a very, very stark, similar image to Duran Bernard.
Oh, it is.
His debut.
It's
not
literally
debut,
like
but his album that he dropped.
Copy
as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same pose. Duran named his album after his last name. Chris Brown, same pose, named his album after the last name, and then the name is in the same font.
Nasty work.
It looks like a copy paste.
I'm looking at the
different image.
Oh yeah, it is the same, almost the same font. Oh shit, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, all right, y'all ain't even try.
His looks better though. His looks better. And this speaks more to him too. To be completely honest, I would expect
Duran, right?
Yeah, I would expect Chris Brown to be like shirtless, showing his tattoos with like flames in his eyeballs or some shit like that. Like, that's your steez, my nigga. Like,
that kind of leads perfectly into the next thing, because one thing Chris Brown is not, Michael Jackson's peer.
Let's cut that shit out now.
Yeah,
cut it out.
Never been that. Sorry, no disrespect, but no, you are not his
peer.
He's
even said it himself. He said it himself.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I hate the comparisons because no, absolutely not.
He doesn't even see himself on the same level as Michael Jackson.
Yeah, so let's just pack that
Yeah, that's
conversation up.
just put it to bed, put it to rest. Michael is the king of kings because of who he is, and he's done what he's done in the space of
In
music,
every fucking decade, including this one, and he's
including
not
this
even
one.
here.
Literally,
So
every new artist that comes out tries to emulate Michael, to whether it's vocally or performance wise. They all try to do the same thing. Literally. So the influence is yeah. Yeah, chill out, y'all. Chill out.
but that leads me
Right.
to Michael Jackson. The film released, I think, last Thursday, Friday. It's breaking records. It surpassed 300 million at the global box office,
Shit.
making it the most profitable biopic music film in history. Thriller has re-entered the Billboard 200 at number 7 following the movie's premiere, which is his highest rank since 2022. So even in passing, he's still breaking records, which just speaks to
Crazy.
his influence and his impact. And like, he really is the king of pop.
And I see somewhere where I think he was on Spotify. He was Spotify's #1 global artist or something like that too. So Mike Jack, you still here, nigga? Crazy.
But that leads me to just kind of like lean in a little bit with the film. I did get a chance to see the
Yes,
film.
sorry, right?
And
What's your critique? What's your honest critique? Give the people in the condo your honest critique on how you feel about the film and its true honesty.
10 out of 10. So here's the thing, right? I think that when you go see Michael, you have to remove the expectation that it's going to be this dialogue heavy, storytelling heavy film, because that's not what it was. I think so. I've seen people say like it was a long ass music video. There is some validity to why they feel that way. Like, I get it, but in the sections of the movie where he's not performing and it is actually light storytelling in the sense like it's not just music and dancing, a lot of the subject matter is coming through in the subtleties, right? Like, there's a moment where, and Milan hasn't seen the movie, but she gave me the green light to talk about some of it.
Yes.
There's a scene where this is like right before he really breaks with his solo career, and they're really successful with the Jackson 5. They come home and Michael Jackson has like a Twister. He bought Twister and he wants to play Twister with his brothers, like, because this is their time to just hang out. And they all looking at him like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face. And it was like, he asked, I think twice because he really wanted to play with his brothers. And they're just like,
being mean.
We have things to do. Like, And then he goes off and there's a whole scene where he's playing Twister with the monkey. And
Bubbles.
It was like, yeah. And it was like a lot of people kind of like glazed over that, because it's like you're missing the context here, where it's like they're trying to paint the story of this man who did not have a childhood. Because that's the other thing. There was a lot of elements where it was very light, but they're trying to portray Joseph as, I'm sure he was, abusive. Like, you see this various scenes as when he's a kid where he's getting abused by his father. And even that, like, I saw a conversation from somebody that's close to the Jacksons where they were saying this was very sugar-coated. This is not even touching the level of abuse that he inflicted on them. But the point is, though, that they showed that. They made it a point to show the abuse, because they're trying to paint this picture of this abused, traumatized, and exploited little boy that didn't have a childhood. And as he's growing up, he's trying to create this, like, just moments of experiencing that childhood with his brothers, and he can't even get that with them. So it's like, he can't even get that with his family. Then who?
Right.
He don't
then
trust,
who,
like,
nigga? Yeah.
He couldn't make friends as kids because he literally says in interviews, like, he struggled with making friends as a child because the kids just wanted to use him. They just saw him as a celebrity. They didn't see him as another kid. So he didn't have that experience. This nigga's locked in the studio 24/7. Like, he had, like, essentially what the movie did a really good job of for me, which is where I thought the subject matter lived, was really giving you the full picture of how lonely and traumatized he was. And maybe they didn't give you the full storyline in the way the other Jackson film did, but
Yeah.
I think it really did a good job of like driving home like this man was so alone, so exploited by his family. Like even like it gives you context to the whole like literally all of his suffering is at the hands of his father, and like the context they put it in, I'm like, yo, this is insane. So basically, this is just like what is it? Factual information. So I'm not really giving the movie away, but essentially where the Pepsi commercial where he got his scalp burned, where that comes from is his dad goes behind his back. So after Michael Jackson releases his solo album, he's about to go on the tour for Thriller. Dad goes behind his back and sets up a tour with his brothers because his dad is really like stuck on you the Jackson 5. Like fuck the solo shit. That's the other thing. Like you get the sense that his father actually did not support the solo shit at first. He wanted them to be Jackson 5. He was so like, how is this gonna affect my money and how is this affecting your brothers? That's how everything was. So he literally like when he had the meetings with the managers and the label, he's like, y'all do whatever y'all want on the side with his solo career, but 9 to 5, this nigga's mine. And that was his energy throughout his career. So he sets up this tour behind his back, and then he sets up this Pepsi deal. And in him fearing his father, and that's the other thing they also did a good job painting, is like how much he feared him, where he couldn't even stand up to this nigga. Like he told the manager to cut ties with the father. He couldn't do it himself. So he does this Pepsi thing as like okay, I'll do it for you, for his dad who did this shit behind his back. And then his scalp is now burned for like this is something he dealt with his entire life after. And that's another thing that the media didn't do a good job of painting this story of like how critical that surge or that injury actually was. Like we think it just came and went, but like he was struggling with that burn for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He passed away like he still had scarring and he had little to no hair left on his head by the time he passed. He was only 50. So it's like seeing how that all played out to that moment and that being his father's doing, it's like, yo, this father really fucked your life up.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, just it really drove home for me this story of like who he was on a human level. And I think that, granted, there's obviously going to be a part 2, and I'm hoping that they get into the allegations and all of that in part 2, because I do think you do need to address that in this film, because that is part of his life. I feel like people are critiquing the film for not addressing those issues, but it did. It just didn't. It didn't do it head on. Like, here's the thing that they did.
Highlighted as a big,
right.
Yeah.
But they addressed it in the sense of he created Neverland because the nigga didn't have a childhood. So spent his entire life around children, helping children, creating a world for children and for him to experience a childhood because he didn't have it. So it's like, to me, it's like, it'll get clearer than that. And if you couldn't pick that up from the film, you just wasn't watching intently enough, because there was just so much subtlety and like a bunch of different moments like that where it's
critical
like
thinking and reading and watching.
It's like, yeah, it's not gonna be in the storytelling because it's just watch his facial expression. There was a lot of face acting that happened in that movie. And I think I'm gonna say is Jafar, that nigga deserves every fucking award he gonna get for this. Like,
playing his uncle.
No question.
Playing his damn uncle.
The last thing I'll say, his acting was so good that there's so many moments throughout that film, like you got lost in it because like he had like all the nuances of Michael Jackson down to a fucking T, where you almost feel like you're watching Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And like
I seen like a little rehearsal video of him like imitating him in the same rehearsal room that his uncle was actually rehearsing into, and he was like hitting the moves and like
and it's like you see like a lot of people are crafting the side by sides where they're showing the scenes from the film with the actual performances, and it's like you can't even tell the difference, besides the fact that one is more high quality than the other because of when it was shot.
Right.
But it's like he was in flow state through all of that film. And I think that is, for me, the biggest takeaway after leaving that film was just like what dedication to your craft looks like, whether that be Jafar embodying Michael or Michael Jackson's career on display. Because what this movie for me has done is made me do like a deep dive into Michael Jackson again, revisit his music, revisit like his interviews. And it's just like, you sent me a video earlier this week that essentially, for lack of words, was expressing how what made him magical was he was just like the highest version of devotion to your craft that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we don't see that often.
At all.
And oftentimes that devotion to your craft is different, like is what differentiates people with his type of impact from some
Yeah.
people that are just here and gone tomorrow, and you can never care less what they did in their careers because they weren't that committed to it. Or people who never see the heights of what they could be because they don't incorporate that
Yeah.
level of devotion or intent into the things that they're doing. So yeah, man, I don't know. Just like I'm on a high the last 2 weeks, just inspired by Jafar and Michael, because that shit, like to put on a performance like that, like that's devotion.
He channeled Michael from what
Yes.
the clips look like, to be honest with you. But I agree. I haven't seen the movie yet. I do plan on going and seeing it this weekend for sure because I do want to support the film. I mean, as a Michael Jackson, lover as well too. I think that the success of the movie is definitely great, but the story about Michael being told in this way is even greater because they have had some people try to do Michael's story. Like, remember Flex trying to do it and shit like that? Like, why y'all did that? First of all, y'all knew y'all were so fucked up for doing that. Oh my God. But to have his story told and to give him, because honestly, when he did die, it seemed like it was like such a stain on his story when he died. You know what I mean? And the way how he died and everything. It was just like it's good to have this film out to tell Michael's story in the way that in his passing, he is very much so a legendary, if not the most legendary artist in the entire world that we've ever experienced in our lifetime and lifetimes over. Like, from my mama's generation, people are still emulating Michael Jackson's dance moves and his style. And you know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, like, I'm really excited to see the film myself because I do hold the standard up very high because American Story, the American Dream, the Michael Jackson, Jackson 5 story, that's one of those ones where I see why you had to break them down in parts because you can't tell somebody's life story like Michael Jackson in one sitting. So you even saying that there's a possibility of being a part 2 is like,
oh no, there is. It's confirmed.
Oh, confirmed. Okay, because I'm like, you can't just contain it in whatever 2-hour special that was. Like, it has to be like, no, because there's so many layers to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that they're going to continue with this movie saga, but I'm excited to see. But it does also, like you said before, mentioning devotion and just discipline and just legacy in itself. Like, the lack, I don't want to say lacked in a way, because there are some artists that can have somewhat of a legacy, but it's very far and few nowadays with the way that music is going. And I would say more specifically a little bit in the Black music section of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of our legacy acts are passing away, considering that they are getting older and life is happening as well too. But I believe we had this conversation before too on recent episodes just about who are the legacy acts that we're going to be looking back and saying, damn, there's somebody that needs this Michael Jackson treatment documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
who is that besides Beyonce, of course? You know, like, who do we have that people? Because even nowadays, it just seems like artists are not even having enough skin in the game and they already have documentaries about their life. And I'm like, you just started like 5 years ago. Like, why do you have a documentary about your life already? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is, I guess, content, but I don't know. It just poses a question sometimes. Like, who is, you know, what artists are showing examples of legacy and that level of devotion in their craft, you know? So
And I guess the last thing I'll say too, one of the critiques that I've been seeing that I do kind of agree with. Well, I do agree with, actually, not kind of. But I think the one thing that they did get wrong, well, not wrong, but they didn't execute well, was the pacing.
okay.
I don't think the pacing was executed well because they just moved too quickly through shit. And I think
mean,
they
they have to.
underestimated. As I say, I think they underestimated the audience because I feel like they shortened the movie with the assumption that we would not have the capacity to sit through anything longer than 2 hours. Not realizing, like, if you would have gave us a 4-hour movie, we would have sat through the 4 hours.
5-hour movie, people would sit through it. If it's
For Michael Jackson,
yeah,
they would have sat through all of that. So
they
I think that was a missed opportunity there to really like lean into some of the eras that they kind of like flew through. But I will say, that aside, the way that they kind of flowed through them, I thought was very creative and well done. Like, some of the transitions, like I won't get into it so that you can see it, because it was a nice one and I want you to just experience it. But the last transition of the film, fucking flawless.
Okay.
I've never seen a transition. I was like, yeah, I was genuinely fucking gagged. Like, the way they did that shit was crazy. But then it's like, even that, like, they did all that crazy ass transition, incredible performance to close out the film. That performance is on my set list. I'll get to that. But then it's like, after that, it literally just cuts to black and it's like Michael Jackson's legacy continues. Like, what the fuck was this ending?
One
We
of
were
those,
like,
you know, to be continued.
okay.
Find
Because
out
even
on
at
the
that
next
point,
episode of
the
Dragon
part
Ball
2
Z.
wasn't confirmed. So we were like,
It was
what the hell?
it was to make you think, to keep you guessing, to be like, oh my God, what does this mean? Keep the conversation
That was
going.
awful. That closing was awful. But yeah, them transitions from through time was well done. I just wish they leaned in a little
Took
bit
more time with
longer
it.
on each, because it's like 1 minute, this is 1983, and then 2 minutes later we in the 90s. Like, wait,
How did
slow
we get
down.
here?
You're right. Like, we didn't even get through that whole moment. Like, all right.
Yeah. Nah,
So yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Next time we come back on the pod, I'll be like, okay, I see what you mean, Jan. I get you. Because I did see critiques about people saying that too. Like, the timeline was just too fast. Like, and things, it doesn't make sense when it's too fast either, you know. So I agree, but I can't wait to see it. I hope to have that on next week's set list.
You will
Okay?
enjoy it. You will enjoy it.
Anyway, shout out to the Michael Jackson fans. Shout out to everybody that dressed up in your outfits. I mean, hello. I seen somebody have literally the Grammy, like,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw
people
that.
came out. Listen, when I go to the movies, I don't want to see nobody dancing though. That's my only thing. If I see you dancing, I'm calling security immediately. I pay my good money. I pay my good money to see this movie. I don't want to see y'all niggas jumping up, moonwalking, hitting the put your crotch in that motherfucking seat so I can watch this goddamn movie. I don't want to see it.
Yo.
That's it. That's
I'm
all
not gonna lie.
ask.
I was hoping that my theater had a little bit of that. And it was
Nah.
like, I had the driest fucking crowd. Like, I actually want to watch it again in hopes that the crowd is better because I literally I think there was one guy
Don't
singing
piss
some of the
me off.
songs, and then when he realized nobody else was singing it with him, he stopped, and that was the extent of the crowd. I'm
I
like,
mean, the
y'all.
singing we can do.
Ah.
We can. Oh, I'm always good for a sing along. I don't mind that. But when it comes to the dancing, I don't want to see your bobblehead in the goddamn screen when I'm trying to watch the
Girl,
movie.
my shit was crickets. I was like, damn, are y'all enjoying this film?
You know, I will be because I'm singing songs, but dancing is where I draw the line. Anyways, it's about that time. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans of the fans, and here in the Condeezy, we got to come to the set list. Now, you guys know, set list is where we put all of our favorite things that we've experienced throughout the week, whether it's music, food, restaurants, plays, books, whatever it is, we put it on our set list for you to also experience. And this week, we're going to let Yan the Don go for her set list.
Okay. So of course I had to dedicate a large bulk of my set list to Michael Jackson. So first on my set list is the film. If you have not seen it, definitely go do so. If you have seen it, just spend some money again, go see it again. It's definitely worth the bread. Michael Jackson, Baby Be Mine off Thriller is also on my set list.
Love that.
Love that song so bad. Michael Jackson, Heaven Can Wait is on my set list off the Invisible album. Jafar Jackson's performance of Bad, which is the last performance scene of the film, is on my set list. You actually might have seen that on your timeline because that shit is clipped everywhere. It was so good.
I have to go see it now.
Yeah, that shit is so good. I showed my mom, and my mom, we were at dinner yesterday. I was like, let me show you this video of this Bad performance. And she was gagged.
I love that.
She was like, that doesn't even look like it's somebody else. Like, it was so good. Also, I want to add too, it's not a specific thing, but I want to add the audio mix of Michael Jackson's film to the set list because the mixing throughout that film was like, at certain points, it was just so electrifying because some of the songs that they mixed differently for the film so that it would have added effect. So, for example, during Bad in particular, they chopped up the intro to fit along with his walk-in. Like, I can't explain it, but like the way, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the way they cut the audio, it was just like, yo, this shit, it felt like a heartbeat. That shit was fucking crazy. So shout out to the audio engineer. They mixed the fuck out that music, and 10 out of 10. Black Mass made a Marvin Gaye and Off the Wall mashup that's on Instagram and Twitter. Fire. That's on the set list. Now, moving away from Michael Jackson, Joyce Rice's Crack the Code is on my set list. Shout out to Joyce Rice. I've been a long time fan of hers. I think that she has one of the most unique tones in R&B for a long time. I think that her new album, whenever it comes, is going to catapult her into a different level of her career because I think people are now looking for music from her in a way that they weren't in the past. So I'm excited to see what this new album does for her. But the last two singles were phenomenal. Cherry and Mariah the Scientist. So honestly, I'm surprised at myself for how much I like this song because I'm gonna be honest with you, love Cherry, but I just can't jack Mariah for some reason. Like, and it's not even on no hate shit. Just her music just don't do nothing for me. But when I tell you, they ate the fuck out of Bottles and Lights. My God. I'm just like, oh, bitch, what is this? Oh, actually, so I made Cherry the cover of The Grid this week and made them on the Social Asset. That was the background song because I don't know that they did a big one with that. That's a great collaboration. I'm pretty sure they're on tour together too. Jalen Josie off her project, I'm gonna put I Believe Selfish on the set list. It is the final song off the project. For me, it was a song, like, granted, I think the whole project is good, but that song in particular really hit home for me because it just like showcased her raw talent. Because I'm pretty sure it's just her and a piano on that track. and it was just really well done. Shout out to her.
She's amazing.
She is. She also interviewed with my manager for the release of her album, and like a lot of the things. So I did all the edit notes for that interview, and like a lot of where she is mentally is just like so. She's ready. That's all I'm gonna say. She's ready.
No, she's definitely
ready.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing some of her takes. I'm just like, yeah, this girl is ready. So I just think it's gonna be dope to watch Preparation meet her moment, and it's gonna catapult her also in the same way that Joyce is. So shout out to her. April and Vista, who are a indie alternative R&B, they're like cross genre. They kind of blend a lot of different genres throughout their music. So some people will say it's R&B, all R&B, indie, and they will also tell you like we don't want to be boxed in, which I appreciate.
I love that.
Yeah,
Don't put us in
so
a box.
they fuck with all, like, you give them support in any genre and they'll fuck with it. So I love that about them. But they dropped their album Traditional Noise 2 weeks ago. Phenomenal project. April's voice is insane. So shout out to them. Shout out to Key, who manages them. Saprel is so I call Saprel the original UK girl. Like, if you know, you know.
Mhm.
But Saprel is like the white, vocally, not overall. But she's like the white. If you hear her music, that's the white Beyonce. Like, her vocal ability, there's certain points throughout this song in particular too, where it's like, it sounds like a Beyonce record. And the way she could use her voice and her tone, very similar. So shout out to her. She's finally back, and I'm happy to see that she's back, because I saw that she kind of like stepped away from music for a little bit, but just seeing her, because I think she just released 2 singles recently, and this is the newest one, Conversation. So I'm just like, oh my God, my girl's back. So shout out to her. Kehlani still is on my set list. For me, still was a single that I've been unable to remove from my rotation. Something about it, and maybe it's because it's like the hopeless romantic in me going through the things that I'm going through, and I won't speak on those, but hearing her talk about still being in love with somebody, still, it's just like, girl, I feel you. Oh my gosh, I feel you, sister. Not to mention, it's an amazing fucking song. So shout out to Kehlani. Last 2, Prince also, well, the estate released an unreleased song of his called With This Tear, which I thought was interesting. Granted, I think the timing of it made sense because it was the it's the anniversary of Purple Rain.
Y'all still beefing, even in heaven?
Right, and I'm so glad we be here, because that's my first thought was like, you releasing a new single during the time
where we on this press run, okay.
Right, but then it's like, but it is the anniversary, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, side note, not on my set list, but I just had to add this in because I saw a tweet about it. I thought it was so funny. But apparently, Prince was supposed to be on Bad. That was supposed to be a Mike Jack and Prince collab. And when he heard the demo, I think the opening line is "Your butt is mine," and he said, "Who's supposed to sing that?" Who's singing that to
story?
Who?
Yes,
and song never happened. So no shade to Prince, because Prince is one of one, and love Prince down. But one thing that I will say is, it kind of disappoints me now in retrospect, knowing that we never got a Prince and Michael Jackson collab because Prince was a fucking hater.
Mm-hmm.
He was a hater. It is what it is. You were a hater. Like, how you don't get on a fucking song with Michael Jackson? Like, that would have been the greatest collab ever. And because you're too much of a hater, we didn't get the song. That's insane to me. But, you know, I digress. Whoever has to say what they have to say, I will stand on that with my chest 10 toes.
As she wears
that
purple.
nigga was a hater. First of all, this is blue.
Okay, never mind. It's blue.
And last on my set list is I am joining the Link Up panel moderated by Keem Bryant, hosted by Horizon Media on Wednesday next week. RSVPs, I'm losing my words. RSVPs did close. They closed, but I still want to shout it out because I'm really excited to be on the panel. It's like some really well-known media influencers, media moguls that are going to be speaking alongside me, and I'm really excited to even have been considered.
Alongside the mogul herself.
Thank you, girl.
Okay.
But that is my set list. What about you, girl?
Okay, very, very nice set list. So for me, we have some similarities. Cherry and Mariah the Scientist, Bottles and Lights is definitely on my set list as well. Their voice sounds so similar. I did not even know who was who at a point in time, to be completely honest. But I say that with all due respect that they do complement each other on this record very much so. And I do like the vibe of it. So shout out to Cherry and shout out to Mariah the Scientist. My girl Ariel J, she dropped a brand new single called Forever. When I say Ariel J has the type of music that's just so euphoric. Like it's such great, positive, affirming music and euphoric type of music. Love her voice, love her artistry. Shout out to Ariel J. And I must say, congratulations to us. We've now achieved over 200,000 streams across social, the DSPs actually, for our song, We Still Dance. So shout out to us doing it. Okay. And I think that's a very big accomplishment because as her being an independent artist, me being super duper independent in these trenches, for us to have garnered that many plays on a song, I mean, that means people really fuck with it and people like it 100,000
Yeah.
times, 200,000 times actually. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. Let's get it to 1 million so I can really, really, really be super, super ecstatic. But I am grateful for every stream. Thank you. Okay. Moving right along. Ama, am I saying it right? Ama?
Yes,
Love, love, love this video and love this song. So shout out to her. I love her voice very much. So she plays herself as like a guy in the video. I always love when people do that. She actually, somebody said she liked Dave East, which is hilarious. So go watch the video. So same thing with Joyce Rice. I always love Joyce Rice's voice. I love her vibe. She's definitely, in a way, a little bit. I don't, and I say this with all due respect, but she's like a modern day A. Marie, if you will.
I
You
knew
know
you
what
were
I'm
gonna say
saying?
that because that's what I thought of. Yeah.
Yes, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I
Mhm.
love everything about her. She's definitely a dope artist to me personally. So the new single she has, "Crack the Code," which I believe she's gearing up to be dropping a project soon. It seems like, but I
Yeah.
love that she's back doing music. Her last project that she did drop was one of my favorites. So shout out to Joyce Rice. Deo Bello, I believe I'm saying your name all the way wrong, but
No, I
shout
think
out
it
to
is
you.
Deo. It might be Dio, but I think it's
Deo,
Deo.
Bello, Bello. Okay, anyways, Deo Bello. Oh, your single still, I love that fucking vibe. So, so, so sexy. And I just love it. So shout out to you. Duran Bernard, shout out to you, my good, 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 good friend. Shout out to the album that he recently dropped. Bernard. You know what I'm saying? Last name self-title type shit. You know what I'm saying? I did listen to it. I definitely enjoyed a few joints on there. When I say he has really good music, but also it gives the vibe like either summertime rooftop vibes or
Mm.
we going to the skating ring. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good call out. I agree with that.
We two-step in, it feel real
Yeah.
good. It's the song that's gonna be good for the old folks. It's gonna be good for those that's still young and tenderonis and shit. Like he has
Mhm.
a good balance of music that I believe he can truly and honestly touch. So I mean, not that he hasn't already. He's touched so many people, but it was surprising when I seen he's not even at 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I was like, oh my gosh, I would expect him to be at like
Mhm.
at least like 10. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because his music is so good. But that just goes to show that he's still an almost underrated artist, if we can be honest. He does have a
Mhm.
fan base. He does have people that support him, but he needs to be bigger, and we will make sure that he gets bigger. Anyways, Isaiah Rashad, shout out to the homie, he definitely dropped a brand new album. It's been awful. And when I say honestly, I didn't go into this listening with any expectations because it's been a minute since he's dropped any projects, but I really, really enjoyed this project a lot. Like the production, the variety of the production itself for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Mm.
just was like a great body of work to be completely honest with you. I posted one of the joints on my story. I think it was Mama's Boy or something. Hold on, I gotta see because that shit to me, and shout out to the producer Hollywood Cole. He has like such a cute ass tag as well too. His tag is from Martin's episode. Cole, you stupid. I don't know if it's called Mom or I don't know if it's called MOM, but shout out to Isaiah Rashad. And it's been awful. The album is definitely not awful. It's actually great. It's awesome. Jalen Josie, shout out to my girl. So quick little fact, y'all. Back in like a year or two ago, I definitely came on board to be Jalen Josie's what you would call stage coach, teaching her how to have the stage presence of a superstar that she already is. And it was such a pleasure to in fact work with her in those beginning stages, and now to see, and ever since then I've always spoke so highly of her and always gave her her tens and always thought and believed in her stardom and the fact that she is a star. She's such a humble being. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
She does honestly, when I say, when she gets in that bag of vocals, baby, she's blowing you away. You understand? And the mic stay on. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to mention she's super duper talented songwriter, and she does her own production as well on a lot of her shit. So shout out to her. She dropped a brand new album, her debut album, actually, which she's worked so hard to get to this point. Serial Romantic. Definitely enjoyed a lot of joints on that. And let's just say she got the stamp of approval working with the legendary Tricky Stewart. Anyone who knows Tricky Stewart and his background, she's in great hands. Let's just say that. Okay. That being said, Kehlani's album, self-titled Kehlani, as well, is also on my set list, like we discussed earlier. A lot of joints on that as well. I personally enjoyed Kehlani's album. My girl Alice Smiley, she dropped another single, Afterglow. Definitely feeling this vibe. Alice Smiley is definitely an artist that is indie underground that you guys should check out. She is super cute and she got some really cute bops. Coco Jones, Love Girl. I randomly heard this like on a shuffle and I was like, girl, this song is good. Like, it is a fucking vibe. Like, first of all, Coco Jones, so beautiful, so humble, so amazing. Everything about you, girl. Like, amazing. I love me some Coco Jones. So shout out to Coco Jones. I love that single that she has out, Love a Girl. Michael Jackson, Blue Gangsta, because I really believe that Michael Jackson, if he was a part of a gang, he would be a Crip. I really believe that.
See, that's why I had the blue on.
And that's why you got the blue. Crip. Okay, so shout out to Michael. Big Mike, you know what I'm saying? Definitely had to put that song on just to, give the honor of the movie dropping and everything happening. So Blue Gangsta, I put that as, a single on my set list. And of course, today, my good friend, shout out to Jess, my good homegirl. She broke her fast today, being a spiritual girly and all. She broke her fast today. And to celebrate, we went to JJ's Fish and Chicken. It is a place out here in the slums of Atlanta. But let me tell you, you risk your life going to these trenches to get this chicken because it's really good. And I really appreciate it. And everybody's so nice. Like, everyone is so nice over there. I love going to JJ's Fish and Chicken. And last but not least, Empower Beats Nashville is happening this month of May because we are at the top of May, kicking off May really strong with a brand new episode for you guys, but also a brand new city for Empower Beats, sponsored by Red Bull. We also got the Blair Bitch Project as well as my homie 2Ls on this project. We got some food vendors coming through to support us as well. And I'm just so grateful to be able to expand my women's DJ community with, more empowerment events, like the real empowerment events, like not the fake ones where the girls charge you and they talk about themselves all day. Like, no, you're going to leave here with something like Denzel said, okay? And I'm very grateful for the space that I'm creating and the community that I'm building. So shout out to Empower Beats and the whole DJ community. We're going to expand it to some producers, so we're going to have some producer workshops coming real soon. But Nashville is on the list for this month of May. We are working on some other cities, so stay tuned. Follow the page, follow me, and follow Reasonable Dialogue. And that is this week's set list from your girl. Bye.
Well, that wraps us up today, y'all. We gave y'all a nice long episode because
a very long episode. Very long.
Y'all missed us for the week, so we gave y'all some shit to sit with.
Yes.
But it's about that time.
Go ahead, y'all. Give your spiel.
You niggas ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here. And please leave the chargers. Please leave the weed. Please leave the bottles. We do not share those. And have a great weekend.
And leave your wallet too, if you don't mind.
Since we there, leave a fucking tip, something.
You know what I'm saying? Support it. Like, comment. It's your girl, DJ Miss Falon.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend and tell a friend. And be sure to stay reasonable.